Well, we turn now to the Supreme Court, where justices have a big question to consider. Is homelessness a crime? That's essentially what's at the center of a court case out of Grants Pass, Oregon.
City officials recently passed an anti-camping law aimed at shutting down homeless camps in city parks. But with a lack of shelters, a federal appeals court classified the law as cruel and unusual punishment.
Now, during court arguments, every justice agreed the homeless problem was serious, but differed on how and who should tackle it. Justice Brett Kavanaugh suggested it's not up to the federal courts to micromanage homeless policy, while Justice Sonia Sotomayor questioned what would happen if every city passed identical laws.
Where do we put them if every city, every village, every town lacks compassion? Are they supposed to kill themselves not sleeping?
Cities across the country now wait for the Supreme Court to decide as city leaders from east to west struggle to manage a growing homeless population. That includes Roanoke, which passed a new ordinance a few years ago that makes setting up camp on a downtown sidewalk punishable by a misdemeanor fine.
WFXR's Ryan Lowndes turned to leaders in the Star City to get their reaction to this case.
The city of Roanoke imposes a $250 fine for anyone caught camping on sidewalks, but Mayor Sherman Lee says there's a marked difference between the Star City and the Oregon city involved in the Supreme Court case.
Is that if you have places for homelessness, you can move people into those places. It's only those areas that don't have any place for homelessness. We still have issues, but overall we have places for homelessness citizens to go.
It's a difference that nonprofit, the Least of These Ministries founder, Don Sandoval, echoes, but with a qualifier.
Roanoke is a resource-rich community as it relates to homeless service providers. However, as it relates to overnight shelter, the rescue mission is the only emergency shelter that is available.
Multiple projects are happening in the Star City, like the Least of These Ministry, turning an old motel into temporary housing. But Sandoval says the Roanoke area has a ways to go when it comes to housing our homeless community.
There are some tiny house models. There are some alternative, in the meantime, housing solutions will be on the right track.
Growing homeless populations are being seen across the nation, but Mayor Lee has hope for Roanoke.
Roanoke is a compassionate city. It's a challenge, as it is, as you can see in many other localities, cities, but Roanoke is making inroads there, and I'm pleased with the work that we're doing.
In Roanoke, Ryan Lowndes, WFXR News.